Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Blah Blah Beach. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, Mr. Richard Vaughan. Way!
How do you do? It's a pleasure.
How are we doing, guys? Welcome back.
Rob, the lights make my hair look completely white. My hair is not completely white, by the way.
Yeah, it makes my head look completely white too, Richard.
Yeah, wow.
Parezco un bombilla.
I think the next time I'm going to put on makeup, I'm going to do things like that because
You're
I don't
not too
know.
happy with the production.
I don't know. We'll have to look at that.
So, guys, an easy topic for today's show. I should introduce myself first. I'm Rob Grams. Richard, you have no social media profiles. He has no social media profiles.
What for? What do I need? I'm too old. You can't teach an old dog new tricks, and you can't induce an old dog to perform new tricks. My tricks are old, but they still work usually. But I'm not interested in a social media platform.
No?
No, my private life is very private because my public life is so public. I have to compensate in some way. So I decided many years ago that my level of vanity was not enough. I realized that when I started becoming famous with radio, that for the first 4 months, cool, wow, everybody recognizes me. And after that, I got a bit tired of it. I realized the extent, el alcance, el grado, the degree or the extent of my vanity, which is thankfully not too high.
Well, a very easy topic for today, guys. Today's topic is...
What?
What is your question for Richard Vaughan?
Oh, okay. Well, you're free to ask any question. Political questions, religion, I would prefer to avoid.
Yeah.
Politics and religion and
sex.
Sex.
Right? Those are the three taboo subjects.
Well,
What's
you
the thing?
can ask about love, yes, but sure.
Taboo is the same word in Spanish, right?
Taboo, yes, taboo.
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 Pero se escribe igual? Do they write it the same?
No, it's spelled differently. Well, you can write it the same. You can write it with a pencil, with a pen. You can even write it in blood. But we say to spell.
Is it spelled the
See,
same?
he's already becoming contaminated in Spanish. Because Spanish people, ¿cómo se escribe eso? How do you write that? He'd have to realize that you write with a utensil, a pencil, a pen, a marker or something, or blood.
Richard Vaughan.
How do you spell?
Richard Vaughan, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
We need an applause sound effect on here.
Right, we do. But while I'm waiting for your questions.
Well, questions are already coming in, Richard. Well,
Really?
we have John Gates saying hello. Hello, John.
Hi, John.
Matthias, welcome back. Hello. Arturo says, hello, Rob Grams and Richard Vaughan. Good afternoon, Madrid. Good afternoon, Arturo. And Fabian says, hello from Mexico.
México lindo, de la Sierra Morena, cielito lindo. Welcome, Mexico.
Yeah, welcome, Mexico. It must be what is the temperature in Mexico right now?
Well, it depends on where. If you're in Mexico City, which is at 2,300 meters above sea level, the temperature is probably about 21, 22 degrees. If you go down to Veracruz on the Gulf of Mexico, the temperature, well, it's humid, and the temperature is probably 33 degrees. If you go to Guadalajara, up in Jalisco, up in that area, well, the temperature could easily be 26. If you go to Monterrey in Nuevo León, it could be 40 degrees. And if you go to Chihuahua, you never know, to Sonora. Or there are many places are down in Chiapas, down in the south, near the border with Guatemala, or the Yucatan Peninsula. There's so many places you can go in Mexico and enjoy the temperature, the weather, and enjoy the people.
Okay, I have a question for Richard Vaughan. Where did you develop this encyclopedic knowledge of so many subjects? I heard you opening... I used to work at Vaughan Town, guys. Mi primer trabajo en España. It was the first thing I did. And Richard Vaughan personally used to go and open up every single program. Correct, right?
Yes.
And every person that went, whether it be an Anglo, an English speaker, or a Spanish speaker, you had one fact, at least, for every single person about where they were from, about what they did. Where did you develop that? Does that come from teaching? I've asked you this before.
No. That comes from a word that starts with the letter C. And it's a word that has, I don't know, about 10 letters maybe. And it starts with a C and it ends with a Y. What do you call it? Curiosity. A natural curiosity to know things and the enjoyment of knowledge. Lust for knowledge. Yeah, lust is lujuria. It's one of the 7 deadly sins. But lust channeled to knowledge and not to women or to men is probably a good type of lust. Yes, so the desire, just curiosity. I enjoy knowing things. I'm curious, things, why? Why this? Isn't this interesting? And so I find I find geography and history and many other areas of knowledge and endeavor to be interesting.
Well, we do have some comments. Julia Navacerrada Sanz. Wow. I try to pronounce the names. It's my Spanish exercise every day. Mamen corrects me. Why are you so motivating? You changed my life, says Julia, fan destacado.
No, I didn't. You changed your life and I was the catalyst. La vida la has cambiado tú, tu vida. Yo habré sido tal vez un poco el catalizador, el provocateur, the inciter, incitador. But the change, you fashioned that change in your life. I didn't.
Yeah, but you're a man who's changed lives, Richard. I was.
Well, you have too, probably.
Yeah, well, Vaughan Town.
For better or for worse.
But Vaughan Town, but you're directly responsible for that too.
Well.
No, but it's true. A lot of people. I mean, I remember I can't name a single MC that wasn't changed by the job, or the teachers, the amazing teachers that we have here.
Yeah. Why? Because it's a fun place. You have to set a style, which is an extension of my forma de ser. I don't know how to say that in English. It's interesting, an expression in Spanish. But we don't say my way of being.
My forma de ser, the way I am.
That's the way I am. Así soy. That's the way I am. That's the way I am. And I can't help it. No lo puedo evitar. I'm that way.
Okay, wow. A lot of comments, guys. Very good. And a lot of you watching live right now. Okay, so Vazrod says, good morning from Acapulco. Oh, my God.
Wow, Acapulco, where they dive off into the water. Acapulco. I used to have a student from Acapulco. An interesting story. This man was in my radio show for about 1 year, every Monday. And he met a Paraguayan girl. He lived in Acapulco, and he was on the beach. And he saw a very attractive girl. And he thought, oh, she's attractive. Maybe I'll approach her. But he got cold feet, or he didn't get up enough courage. Reunir valor. To get up enough courage. And so he didn't approach her. The following day, he was in a shopping center in the center of Acapulco, and he saw her again. And he said, this is strange. God is telling me something. So he approached her, and in 5 days they were married. She was from Paraguay. She was a swimmer, an Olympic swimmer, and she was competing in Acapulco in a swimming tournament or swimming meet. And they got married 5 days later. And I said this on the radio, and people were surprised. My God, you met 5 days. During the break on the radio, he said, by the way, Richard, it wasn't 5 days. We got married the following day. I didn't want to say that on the air because people wouldn't believe me. So that's my story from Acapulco.
5 days.
1 day.
Well, 1 day, even
They
worse.
got married the following day. I mean, it was just love and lust at first sight.
I've been in that situation, but I never got married.
Well, they did, and they're still married and have 3 children.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, what a success story.
Yeah.
Fabian says, I live in Chispas. It's very hot. Chispas in Mexico.
I've never been to Chispas. I've been to Guadalajara, to Monterrey, to Saltillo. I've been to Matamoros. I've been to San Miguel de Allende, de Guanajuato, to Mexico City, to Cuernavaca, to Pachuca. But I've never been to Chispas. Is that where Pedro Páramo lived?
The place has chispa.
Yeah, Chispa
sure.
tendrá. I hope.
Another fan destacado. A fan destacado are people who actively engage with our content a lot. And Facebook tells us that they are fans destacados, our mavens, the people who love us.
Fans who stand out.
Exactly.
All right.
She says, hello, a pleasure. David says, excellent program. As always, David. Come on now. Jairon says, hola desde Guatemala. Please, Jairon, we have a rule here. If you write in Spanish, I read your Spanish with my thick, geary accent. Hola desde Guatemala.
Hola desde Guatemala, que es mejor que Guatepeor. There's an expression in Spain. I don't know if in Guatemala you say the same expression, but in Spain they have an expression. Que eso es de ir a Guatemala, Guatepeor. That means we're going in the wrong direction. Already the situation is bad, and it'll get worse. We'll pass
From
from Guatemala to Guatepeor. But I'm curious to know if you have the same expression in Guatemala, or our friend from Mexico, from Chispas, if you have the same expression, because it's quite common here in Spain.
We have more. We have Maria from the Dominican Republic. Hi, Maria.
Wow.
Pumba, how are you doing, my friend? You're usually a Friday blah blah live
From
person.
Dominican Republic. Are you from Santo Domingo, from Santiago, from from La Romana, or from Capcana, or from... Yes, I'm trying to remember the other place.
I'm not sure.
Punta Cana.
I'm not
Punta
sure
Cana.
I know that many places in Spain, Richard.
Or I've been there. The best churrascos in the world. I was there with Maria Cela Alvarez. Do you know her? Maria Cela was Miss World in 1982. And I spent a week with people, including Maria Cela. And Maria Cela invited me to dinner. This is a true story. She invited me to dinner in the center of Santo Domingo, and I ordered churrasco al estilo dominicano. And it was so good. I mean, it was so delicious that I asked Maria Cela. I said, Maria Cela, what would the waiters think if I asked for a second course, for a repeat? And she said, por supuesto, mesero, or camarero. Said, and they came, and I ate a second churrasco. That's only the third time in my life that I have repeated a second course in a meal. Huh. And still, for me, the best steak I have eaten in my life, and I'm including steaks in Texas, steaks in Spain, which are very good, steaks in Argentina, which are excellent, is the best steak I've eaten in my life was two churrascos in the Dominican Republic.
How do you take your steak, Richard?
It depends. If it's a asaletita, al estilo Italiano, estilo Argentino, I prefer it well done, because it's a you have to struggle with it. It's a fight. But the rest of the meat I prefer medium rare or rare.
Okay, we have more people. Hello from Bilbao, Pumba. Marta says, I have a question. A long question. And in Spanish. Marta, you know better than this.
Just a minute.
En octubre me examino al Bertu para un puesto de trabajo. ¿Qué me aconseja para prepararme bien el examen?
Well, we have a nice book. We have a very good book to prepare you for B2. So, hey, I'm going to make a sale. Voy a hacer una venta aquí.
Sold.
Believe it. We have a book. It's really very good. It's this thick. It's un ladrillo. Weighs a ton. And it's preparation for B2. I recommend that, but I also recommend that you simply listen to our radio programs and enjoy it. If you enjoy English, if you gain a liking for it, you'll be surprised how it transfers to exams, and you do them better. It's simply a psychological question of how you approach the exam. But at the same time, hey, contact vaughantienda.com and buy the book.
Yeah. Okay, Marta, próxima vez en inglés, por favor.
In English.
Yeah, she's making us look bad over here.
Yeah.
David says, hello from Seville. Guillermo, hello from Guadalajara, Mexico.
Wow. Guadalajara, from Seville. Like if se fue a Sevilla, perdió su silla. You know the expression?
No.
He who went to Seville lost his chair. It doesn't really sound very good. He goes, el que fue a Sevilla, perdió su silla.
And what's the meaning?
Sevilla es una maravilla. Granada no es nada. Are there any Granadinos listening?
Probably.
But no, they're so different. I love both of the cities. They are just two of the most outstanding cities in the world, Granada and Sevilla. Extremely different in their outlook.
You know, I've never been to Seville as a tourist.
Well, you need to go there.
Granada.
You can smell the orange blossom, el azahar. El olor a azahar. At certain times of the year, you have to go and visit El Alcázar de Sevilla, which is the and there you can smell it.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, Seville. But Granada is Granada.
Fabian, another Fabian says, hello, Richard. How many languages do you speak? And in your opinion, what is the most difficult?
I speak 4 languages. I speak English, Spanish, French, and classroom English. Classroom English is a different language. If you understand your teacher in class, it's not indicative that you will understand. The most difficult language, I don't know, it's probably Chinese or Japanese. It's probably one of the Oriental languages. Among the European or Indo-European languages, probably German or the Scandinavian languages, Russian. But the Latin languages are relatively easy in comparative terms. No language is easy. All languages are difficult to learn. But Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, French, but there's always a phonetic challenge. Je suis, yo soy. I mean, it's very similar. I mean, yo soy, je suis. Il est, elle est. So it's practically the same. However, the pronunciation is very different. No, you have to work very hard to learn any language. So, I mean, I was thinking about learning Catalan, and I approached it seriously and say, wow, this is tough. And so even though some people think Catalan is very close to Spanish, it's not. It's no closer than Italian or Portuguese or French to Spanish. So it's very difficult. And all of the major languages are very rich and powerful. All of the major languages, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, German, French, Russian, Polish, Japanese, they all have very rich literature, and they always have very rich expressiveness. You can't compare languages in which one is better, which one's more expressive, because all of them are equally expressive, sometimes in different ways, but they're all equally powerful.
Tati says, I like learning English with you. Very good, Tati. Thelia, I love your style of teaching. The Vaughan Method. Tell us about the Vaughan Method, Richard, what they can expect to see inside a classroom.
The Vaughan Method is hardware. The Vaughan teacher is software. Without the right software, the hardware doesn't work very well. So the Vaughan Method is a series of, it's an approach, but the most essential element is the power and the quality, human and technical, of the teacher. So you have to know it's how we create, how we recruit, how we select, recruit, and train and motivate teachers. And they blow you away. Blow you means, wow, te elevan hasta el cielo. Our teachers are so good in the classroom. And so it makes English fun. If the teacher is cool, the subject is cool. If you hate Shakespeare, you get a good teacher with Shakespeare. If the teacher is cool, Shakespeare is cool. If the teacher is cool, algebra is cool. If learning English is a cross, a pain in the neck, well, with the right teacher, suddenly, wow, el inglés mola, como dicen en España. El inglés es muy guay. El inglés es cool. Why? Because the teacher is cool. It's the teacher. It's not the subject.
Okay, Arturo asks, what is the key that led you to success in your life? And thank you for sharing, don't forget the gerund, and helping us with topics of English grammar. So
what's the secret? C plus H plus C más H más 3T. It's an equation. I say it in Spanish. Let's see. In English, it would be S plus H plus 3W. All right. In Spanish, C más H más 3T es igual a EF. EF is éxito y felicidad. So it would be success and happiness.
Yeah.
All right. Well, no, C is self-confidence, la confianza en uno mismo, self-confidence. H is humildad, humility. And 3T is tres robustas raciones de trabajo. De trabajo. You have to work hard. Pero si te falta el H, if you don't have the H of humility, the party's over. You will probably never succeed, and you'll probably never be happy. Humility in the sense that you know that you're not the king of the mountain, and you'll never be the king of the mountain, so you have to climb and work hard. And that type of humility takes you in the right direction on working hard. And the harder you work, the more lucky you become. Lady Luck, we say in English, la dama de la suerte. Lady Luck smiles on those who are working very, very hard. And even the Benedictinos, the Benedictines in their religious order, their motto is lema. Motto is ora elabora. Ora sin H, Ora. Pray and row and work. Pray and work. And because it's true. If you want to be lucky, work hard. You'll be surprised how lucky you get when you really work hard and have the proper degree of humility. The positive attitudes in Spanish, actitudes, como se. The positive attitudes give you the positive aptitudes with a P.
Okay, Carlos, congratulations to all the Vaughan team. Very nice.
Thank you.
Juan Carlos, sorry. Wow, another one in Spanish. Juan Carlos, very bad. Saludos, nacía
Where is it? Chihuahua.
Chihuahua. Ay.
He's in Mexico. He's in Chihuahua.
In Mexico as well. Desde los cristales más grandes del mundo a 400 metros bajo tierra.
Really? I didn't know that. There's natural glass, 400 meters underground. Wow, I didn't know that about Chihuahua. Chihuahua is located in the northwest of Mexico, the dry area.
Yeah.
Many, many years ago, it was full of Apache Indians. The Apaches were in what is today New Mexico and Arizona, and in Chihuahua and Sonora, in that area, in the area of Hermosillo. This is a very interesting area of Mexico.
Saludos from Andrea. Hello. Have you ever been, Diane? Have you ever been to Marbella, Spain?
Of course I have. Marbella. The first time I went to Marbella, this is interesting. I was hitchhiking. In Spain, they say hacer autostop. In Mexico or in Guatemala or in other countries, I don't know. But I was hitchhiking with a pretty American girl, because it's impossible to hitchhike if you don't go with a pretty girl. The truck drivers stopped and they took us to Marbella. Now at that time, this was in 1973, spring 1973, so Marbella was still relatively modest. And there we went to a restaurant to have lunch. And I'll never forget, because the waiter, it was a menú del día restaurant, which means you had 3 first courses and 3 second courses, but instead of giving you a piece of paper with the selections, the waiter said, de primero tenemos arroz a cubana, sopa de lo que sea, sopa de pescado, y whatever. And the 3 second courses, they said, tenemos filete de vaca, pescado no sé qué, y pepa. I said, excuse me? The third? I said, pepa. I said, what? Pepa? Pepa? And I didn't understand. He wrote it was pez espada. And that was my crude introduction to the Andalusian accent. Pez espada, pepa, pepa. That's the Andalusian accent of swordfish. Pez espada. So that was my introduction to Marbella. And the last time I was there was about 7 years ago in La Romana. So it was very nice, Marbella. But Marbella is massified now. There are too many people, too many tourists. It's a madhouse. You have traffic jams in Marbella now, but it's a beautiful place. The Costa del Sol is very nice.
Okay, we have Alberto. Is it normal to Spanish grammar that they do not do as we show respect to the person we are talking to? Bueno, Alberto, a lo mejor este parte en español. Do you have brothers? ¿Tienes hermanos? I wish I could have Vaughan School here in Rosas, Gerona. Have a Vaughan School here in Rosas, Gerona.
Well, we're planning. My plan is within 2 years or 3 to be in Gerona capital. Girona, the capital. Rosas, I don't know how far it is, but it's worth driving from Rosas to Gerona to have a class. For 2 hours every other day or something. But I think what he was asking, I can't understand the question.
Yeah, is it normal to Spanish grammar that they do not do as we show respect to the person we are talking to?
Well, I'm not sure I understand, but it is true that Castilian Spanish, not Latin American Spanish, Castilian Spanish is abrupt. It's abrupt. See, me traen un vaso de agua, por favor. They say por favor, pero in Latin America, say, por favor, me puede traer un vaso de agua. It's much more deferential.
Yeah.
But it's just a style. Spanish people are courteous, but they have an abrupt way of speaking that surprises foreigners, including people from Mexico or Argentina. Say, wow. You get the impression when you arrive in Spain that everybody's angry with each other. That, oye, mira, hoy me traen un vaso de agua. It sounds like you're shouting. But that's the style here. Hemingway fell in love with it. Ernest Hemingway, he was a very macho man, machista. He was a macho type guy. He liked, and when he came to Europe, first he was in Italy in the First World War as an ambulance driver, and then he was in Paris with what's called the Lost Generation, writers who were aspiring to become famous, American, British writers from everywhere, on the left bank of the Seine River in Paris. And France is very feminine. French perfume, parfum, French perfume, the sauces on the food, French sauces, the French countryside, le français, the French language, it's all very feminine. And so he was invited to Pamplona in Spain for the running of the bulls, the feria. And wow, he said, wow, this is... The moment he crossed the border and went through northern Navarra, which is very much like France, and when he reached Pamplona, he said, wow, the countryside is masculine, the men are very masculine, the women are very masculine, the bullfighting is very masculine, the language, oye tú, that's very masculine. And Hemingway fell in love with Spain and Hispanic style. And so the rest of his life was between Spain and Cuba, basically.
Yeah. Okay, very nice compliment here from Matthias. He says, Richard, I would like to say thank you. I am Matthias. I'm back to learning English with Vaughan team.
All right.
With the Vaughan team. Thank you so much.
Well, good luck. I hope you progress a lot.
Another fan destacado. Christina says, Hi Richard, in your opinion, what is the most difficult English accent for Spanish speakers? Regards from Cordoba.
Well, I think it would be the same as for English speakers. Probably the accent in Newcastle in the north. They call it the Geordie accent. And also the Glaswegian accent, the people who live in Glasgow. But you have difficult accents everywhere in the world because a certain segment of the population don't speak in high resolution. Arrastran las palabras. Even in Texas. Oh, what you going to do when you get there? You know. But for a native English speaker, the most difficult for me is Northern England and certain areas of Scotland. It's very, very difficult. But I've found difficult people to speak to in Texas. Some of the black people in Texas. That's where Este over there. What? And the people in Georgia, they speak like this. Georgia and South Carolina. Well, it is certainly a pleasure to have you here among us. Frankly, I feel honored to have you here and to visit the fine city of Savannah. Please, I certainly hope that you enjoy your stay. And that's
a lot of preamble. That's a lot of preamble.
And so it's interesting. You have different accents everywhere. But I would say that in Northern England and in Glasgow, Scotland, you will have a challenge.
Do you think my accent has softened over the years?
His accent has softened a lot. He has the Yorkshire accent, and that's right. A tough one as well.
Wow.
If you remember the movie Full Monty, well, that takes place in Sheffield, the most industrial city of Yorkshire. And so you have accents. You can cut the accents with a knife.
Yeah, true. But you know, something I've noticed over the last 3 years is the Yorkshire accent is now more accessible to people, thanks to shows like Game of Thrones. All the actors from the north,
yes,
are Yorkshire.
Yes. Accent. Well, media, the television and media in general, is blending out accents because of Hollywood and then television. Just the in movie industry and the television industry. Probably within 100 years, there will be fewer. There will be less difference in accents.
Yeah. Joel says, "Hello guys, are you wearing sunscreen?" No, but we are waiting for our cocktail.
Yeah.
Blah Blah Beach is slow today.
I'm going to have a sunburn. Yeah. I have 50-degree sunscreen, but I didn't bring it.
Daniela says, the aroma of azar in Granada. Azar.
Okay. Aroma. This is aroma del azar in Granada. Well, Seville is more famous for the smell of the orange blossom. Blossom is la flor de la naranja, del naranjo. And it's the one that you get this fantastic smell, aroma. But you have it in Granada too, by the way. You have it in Valencia, of course. Valencia oranges and Murcia, in Castellón, all along the Levante coast. You have the flavor. When you go to Seville, if the wind is not blowing and it's the right period of the year, you enter Seville, you get out of your car, and you can smell it. In Granada, not as much, but still, the aroma del azar you find in Granada as well, and in Cordoba. In many places.
Javier asks, years ago, 10 in parentheses, you said that as time went by, you used to lose your ability to use Spanish. Is that still the case?
As you get older, you lose motor skills. Motor skills is capacidades motrices. You lose motor skills. Even in your own language, as you get older, your speech is not as high resolution and you begin to decline. And when you're speaking a second language that you learned after puberty, it's more difficult to pronounce it as you get older. I pronounced Spanish much better 30 years ago than I do today. Ahora me cuesta. Now I have more trouble, but it doesn't matter. I still communicate well.
Christina says the best city in the south of Spain is Cordoba.
I perhaps agree.
Ah, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I've never been. Well,
You have Medina Sidonia. You have the, well, of course, La Mezquita. You have the mosque, which is outstanding. You have the Juderia. You have the Jewish quarter. You have a lot of, look, all three of the major cities and many of the minor cities in Andalusia are just jewels.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
I will go one day. One of the members of my team is from Cordoba, and he speaks very highly of the place.
It's only 2 hours away by train. Come on.
Yeah. But I never leave Madrid, Richard.
All right.
The Polish is so difficult, says Guille. Marta, thank you. I'll search for that book. Marta, for that book. Wow. That's a name that... Karina. That looks German to me.
Okay.
Karina says, Czech.
Czech is very difficult.
Czech is very difficult.
All right.
But
Czech, these are Slavic languages. If a Pole speaks very slowly, a Czech can often understand and vice versa.
Yeah.
A Czech and a Slovakian.
Yeah.
Or if a Russian speaks very clearly or Serbian speaks very slowly and clearly, often they can understand each other. I think perhaps there's more similarity between the different Slavic languages than between the different Latin or Romance languages like Portuguese, Italian, Spanish, Catalan, Galician, French, etc. But you can tell me, for example, if a person from Prague can understand a person from Krakow or from Warsaw, if that person speaks clearly and slowly. That's an interesting question. Yeah. If an Italian speaks to me clearly and slowly, I can understand maybe 50% of the time, but not 100%.
Yeah.
It's too different. And Catalan as well.
So you think most of the difference is in the regional accent and regional...
Well, no, they're different languages, but they have derived from the same trunk.
Yeah.
And I think Slavic languages are closer than Latin languages to each other. Because I think Serbs and Russians can understand each other. Ukrainians and Russians, it's almost the same language. Serbs and Croatians, it's almost the same language. But the question is, if a person from Warsaw can understand a person from Zagreb, Yugoslavia, Zagreb, Croatia, I just don't know. It's an interesting question.
Maria says Mariacela was the Miss World in the past. She's very intelligent.
Yes, she is. She was Miss World in 1982. In London is where the pageant, interesting word, pageant, was held. And it was a surprise. She didn't expect to win. In fact, I think it was only 1 month before they said, you go. And she went. She won Miss World. So I have had a date. I was on a date with Miss World.
It's good to be
Not
Richard.
bad, eh?
It's good to be Richard Vaughan, ladies and gentlemen.
But that was before I was famous.
What else do we have? We have Cesar from Alicante. Spain, Alicante, Spain. Once I attended a conference which took place here in Alicante, and someone in the audience asked you, Mr. Vaughan, why, if I've been studying English here in my country for all my life, let's say since primary education, and I'm 40, why am I not bilingual? And you replied, because the education system in Spain is wrong. I'm a Spanish-English teacher, and I absolutely agree with you. Could you extend your point of view? Thank you, Mr. Vaughan.
All right. You don't learn a language. You acquire the ability to communicate effectively in the language. So, to acquire the ability to communicate effectively in communication environments in English, you need two things. You need to understand. First time, every time. Significados y matices. From people from Yorkshire and people from Texas. You have to understand. And they don't teach listening comprehension in the school. That's number one. You must understand. All the rest is, if you don't understand well or perfectly, the party is over. Forget it. So 70% of everything you focus on should be your ear. Second, agility with a basic grammar. The verb to be, to do, to go, to have, to want, to need, to like. Not the verb to grab, or the verb to take off, or the verb to yawn, or the verb to scratch. No. The verb to want, and you have to know. You have to gain agility, agilidad verbal como con las tablas de multiplicar. 7 por 3, 21. 7 por 8, 56. Bam! You know las tablas. You know the multiplication tables because you practice. Boom, 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 boom. And when you learn the multiplication tables, then you pass to algebra, geometry, trigonometry, calculus. But first you have to learn the tables. And your teachers didn't force you in the Spanish education system to recite the grammatical tables aloud, not on an exam in writing. Yesterday I went to the beach. Every day I go to the beach. Tomorrow I'll go to the beach. Do you go to the beach every day? Did you go to the beach yesterday? Will you go to the beach tomorrow? Have you gone to the beach this month? And that, boom, ahora, with the verb to be, the verb to have, the verb to take, the verb to do. And you gain agility like 7 por 3, 21, 7 por 8, 56, 7 por 7, 49, boom, 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 boom. That's the secret. It's only those two things. Those are the only priorities. 70% of your time listening to English and 29% of your time focusing on simple grammar, oral reproduction, and 1% for the rest. It's the motor skills. It's the motor skills. What's important for the human body is the bone structure, the muscles, the ligaments, and the joints. Las articulaciones. The eyebrows are not important. Which do you prefer, to have beautiful eyebrows and beautiful nails and supple skin, but you're a paraplegic? Or do you prefer to be able to, ugly eyebrows, ugly fingernails, but you can climb trees and jump over fences? Of course, the second. It's the motor skills. And that's what the Spanish education system doesn't teach. They don't teach you understanding, listening comprehension, and they don't promote oral agility when speaking, like las tablas. Hasta cantabais las tablas a los 9 años. 7 por 3, 21, 7 por 8, 7 por 4, 24, 28, etc. I know my tablas better in English than in Spanish. But that's the secret. That's the only thing you need to do. But they teach, traditionally, they have taught English like a dead language, like Greek or Latin. And so of course, and so the kids in school hate my language. They say, "Qué rollo el inglés." Of course, logical, because if the teacher's bad, if the teacher destroys the subject, well, the students hate the subject, and they never learn it.
Jefferson asks, he asks, I live in Colombia. I would like to buy some books of Vaughan. Mejor decir Vaughan's books. I would like to buy some of Vaughan's books, or some Vaughan books. Can I buy it online? You certainly can, sir. Go to amazon.com or .es. You have to wait longer for the delivery. If you absolutely can't wait and you need a Vaughan book right now, then simply buy a digital book. It's very simple. And all of our products are there, available digitally on Amazon.
Also, you can contact grupovaughan.com and you can ask the question, or vaughantienda.com and ask a question, and then we'll try to answer you.
Yeah. Tati says, I need some advice to learn English more faster. Oh.
More faster or faster?
Yeah.
More quickly, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very simple. To learn English faster, devote more time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there isn't a shortcut. No hay atajos. It's
time dedicated.
Time and dedication, effort. I'm sorry to be a party pooper, un agua fiestas, but learning a second language after puberty is difficult. Well, difficult. Vale la pena. It's worthwhile, but it takes time, and you need to devote time. There are 3 elements in the equation for learning English: money, effort, and time. Now, money and effort are variables. The more effort you put or make, the less money perhaps you need to spend. But if you're rich, you come here and take 8 hours of private class per day. It's expensive, but at the same time, you learn. But the time is a constant in the equation. It's always there. It's the same. If you say, I don't have time, well, maybe in your next life you can learn English. But if you don't have time in this life, you're not going to learn it. So to learn more quickly is devoting more time.
Yeah, I mean, Tati, if the question is how to learn English faster, for free, then...
Well, prioritize,
Yeah.
focus. What I said before, go to YouTube. Go into internet, to YouTube, and watch 10 interviews per day. Maybe one interview with Paul McCartney, another interview with Barack Obama, another interview with Donald Trump, another interview with me, another interview with, I don't know, with Mick Jagger, whatever. But you watch 10 interviews a day for your ear for 200 days, and then we'll come back and we'll talk again. And at the same time, very simple sentences, our translation booklets, for example, de Vaughan, and say them aloud. Okay, I'm tired of learning. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm holding up my hand. I'm taking off my watch. I'm looking at the camera. I'm I'm coughing. I'm holding a handkerchief. I'm putting it on my knee. I'm putting it in my pocket. I'm putting it on my head. I'm putting it. And you say, I'm putting it 20 times. You begin to gain agilidad, agility. Those are the only two things you need to do. And then you can learn faster if you prioritize correctly.
Yeah. www.grupovaughan.com. Search for the Masters Program. If you're really serious about your English, guys, the Masters in Professional English.
Yeah, but you need to live near here.
Yeah.
Or Barcelona or Valencia. Yeah. If you live in Guatemala.
I think this is the kind of course where you should be willing to move to take it.
Well, a lot of people fly to Boston to attend Harvard, or to Berkeley to attend Berkeley, or to Stanford to Palo Alto to go to Stanford, or a lot of people fly to London to attend the London School of Economics. English is equally important. In fact, in my opinion, for the first 5 or 10 years of your professional life, good English is more important than an MBA, un Master in Business. And so come here, stay in Madrid if you can afford it, for 5 months, and te quitaremos todos los males. We will solve the problem for you, but you need to come. So yes, it's expensive in time and money, of course, but knowing English well is worth €1 million. It's €1 million. Because studies have shown that people who know English really well, professionals who know English really well, compared to professionals who don't know English or have a poor, mediocre level, at the end of 35 years of professional life, the first have earned €1 million more. So knowing English well is worth €1 million. So think about 1 hour of English class. It's almost, I'm paying you, you're not paying me.
Yeah.
Because the return on your investment, el retorno sobre la inversión, the return on your investment is high.
Anir says, I learn both English and Spanish with Vaughan. He is a fabulous teacher. I am from Tangier. I have Vaughan 4.0 on my phone, and I listen to them all the time.
Wow. Well, I'm glad.
Super fun.
Many people in Tangier speak English. Well, speak Spanish fairly well because they're so close. They're just across the Strait of Gibraltar. The Strait of Gibraltar, the Strait of Gibraltar. But what's your name, Tanya?
Tanir.
Tanir. Well.
Anir, pardon.
Anir. Well, thank you very much because I've been to Tangier 4 times. I love going to Morocco. I've been to Casablanca. I've been to Fez. I've been to Ifran. I've been to Marrakesh. And I've been to Tangier, and I've been to Tetuan. The only place I'm missing is Agadir, so I need to go there. All right.
David asks, what was the happiest moment what was your happiest moment in Spain?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Probably falling in love. It has no, I don't know. The happiest moment in Spain, I don't know. I'm happy every day. It's very difficult for me to become depressed. It doesn't. My depressions last for 30 minutes, and then I'm back up. They call me el hombre flotador, the float man, where if you try to push a float in a swimming pool to the bottom and hold it with your foot against the bottom, it jumps back up. That's me. The happiest day in Spain in my life, I don't know. I can't tell you right now, speaking to you, perhaps.
Nanita says, hi from Santandercito, Colombia. I'm confused using 2 and 4. Could you help me, please?
No. Me too. No. Okay. 2 and 4. If you're talking about Okay, funcionalidad y propósito. Now, for is for funcionalidad. Now, un abrelatas es para abrir latas. All right. A can opener is for opening cans. Un abre botellas para abrir botellas. A bottle opener is for opening bottles. Funcionalidad, functionality. Now, propósito. I am here to teach English. I am here to speak to you. I'm not here for speaking to you, por eso me convierto en un robot de enseñar. I am here for teaching English. I am a robot. No, I'm here too. For example, vamos a la abre botellas. Let's look at it this way. Un abre botellas es para abrir botellas, okay? A bottle opener is for opening bottles. Functionality. Ahora, ¿para qué uso un abre botellas? Lo uso para... I use a bottle opener to open bottles. It's the purpose. What's the purpose of using a bottle opener? To open bottles. Why? Because a bottle opener is for opening bottles. I don't use a can opener for opening bottles. So, but let me tell you a secret between for and to. Always use to, but it's always correct. For example, a bottle opener is to open bottles is perfectly correct. So to can also include functionality. So forget for and always use to. I use a bottle opener to open bottles because a bottle opener is to open bottles. I'm here to teach English. I'm sitting here to accompany my good friend Rob. So it's always used to. But if you want to know a technical difference, functionality and purpose. Functionality and purpose. I guess wouldn't it be? It sounds good.
Yeah. We have gone 20 minutes over time. Do you want to continue or should we?
Why not?
Yeah, go on. Why not? It's the summertime, guys. We're at the beach.
It's the summertime and the weather is fine. You can reach right up and touch the sky. You know, there are many songs about summertime. Summertime and the living is easy. The fish are jumping and the cotton is high.
Are the fish jumping all right?
Your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, pretty darling, don't you cry. That's George Gershwin, Porky and Bess. In the summertime is... I can't remember the name of the group. Mungo Jerry. In the summertime,
when the
weather's fine, you can reach. If her daddy's rich, take her out for a meal. If her daddy's poor, just do what you feel.
It hasn't aged well, that song, because the words "have a drink, have a drive."
Not recommendable.
Yeah. It hasn't aged well, that song. Okay, Miguel, thank you so much for the legacy you are leaving in English. Have you thought about making? Okay, Miguel, making an English course designed in aviation, designed for aviators.
Well, I've thought about preparing English courses for different specializations in medicine, different types of doctors, for different types of lawyers, for different types of engineers, and for aviation. Yes, but the problem is it's not profitable. It's not profitable. If, for example, if we prepare an incredibly good course for aviation, no more than 100 people will buy it. So we would need to charge an enormous amount of money to recover the time and the investment. For example, if the Colegio de Ingenieros de Aeronáuticos, the Association of Aeronautical Engineers decides to finance it and to cover our costs and our profit requirements, fantastic. We'll sit down and we'll make the best English aviation manual imaginable, but it's just not profitable.
Christy, saludos desde Brownsville, Texas.
Brownsville.
Sorry, my bad. Brownsville. Eres muy guapo, Richard, she says.
Bullshit. No, I'm not. Con esta luz. No, I'm not. But listen, Brownsville is just north of Matamoros. It's interesting, Matamoros. It's interesting, there used to be a town in Spain, in the province of Burgos, called Mata Judíos.
Really?
Yeah. And they changed it only about 5 years ago. They requested an official change from Mata Judíos. But in Mexico, they have Matamoros. Kill the Moors.
Yeah.
Kill Moors. Of course, in English, we say Matamoros. But Brownsville is right down at the tip of Texas, very close to Port Isabel, where they have the... what is it called? The South Padre Island. And that's where the kids go in spring break and raise hell, as they say.
Fabian, I need to buy some books. How can I get them if I live in Mexico? Do you have digital versions? Yes. Amazon.com, Amazon.es. If you search Vaughan, Grupo Vaughan, Vaughan English, Vaughan Systems. We are unavoidable on there. Our friend Ruben makes sure that that is the case.
Querer es poder.
Yeah.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Cesar, that's what I transfer every day to my students. This was the question about Spanish education. In English.
Okay.
That's what I transfer every day to my students, and that's I refuse to work for states. That's why I refuse to work for state schools. We're getting a little political, Cesar. Luis, hi, I'm from Honduras. You are the best, Richard.
Tegucigalpa. You didn't know that.
No.
Tegucigalpa, como dicen aquí.
Tegucigalpa.
Tegucigalpa. I love that word. My three favorite words in Spanish are murciélago.
That's a good word, yeah.
Luciérnaga and Tegucigalpa. So,
Tegucigalpa.
luciérnagas y murciélagos en Tegucigalpa.
What does Tegucigalpa mean?
It's just, it's probably a Mayan word.
Right.
Or an Indian word that is, I don't know, what's the origin of the word Tegucigalpa?
Tegucigalpa.
Yeah, that's the capital of Honduras. But you don't know what a luciérnaga is, right?
Isn't it not a bat?
No, that's murciélago.
Okay, no. Well,
Luciérnaga is a firefly.
okay.
Yeah. There's a very famous song, Luciérnaga la da da, by Carlos Gardel, the Argentine crooner. Luciérnaga la da da da. I don't know the words. It's a beautiful song.
Nancy, how can I practice reading for FCE test? For me, it is the most difficult part. How can you practice reading?
Reading.
Reading.
Reading, I would recommend, well, you see, I don't know this test, so I don't know what kind of reading they want. But I recommend only one kind of reading, bestsellers, suspense bestsellers. Now, for quality of literature, no. But a bestseller, often the storyline, the trama, el enredo, the plot is strong, and you forget what language you're reading in, and don't use a dictionary. Try, if you're understanding the plot, the storyline, if you're following the suspense, don't look up words, because most of the words are not relevant. They're not important. And so, but read. It's a quantitative question. You have to read a lot. It's like listening. I cannot teach you how to understand, and I cannot teach you how to understand reading. You have to read and read and read and read. And then you just gain, it becomes a sexto sentido, a sixth sense reading. So I'm sorry, again, to be a party pooper, but it takes time in reading.
Luis, Richard, otro en español, Luis, por favor. Richard, ¿cuántos años tardaste para dominar el español antes de dar clases de inglés?
Well, no, ya dominaba bastante el español. I already had a good command of Spanish before I started teaching English. I started learning Spanish when I was 13. And from age 13 to 18, I had an hour a day of Spanish in big groups, typical of a school. And then I spent 1 year in Spain, living and studying in the university. My third university year was here. And then I went back and finished my degree in Texas at the University of Texas. And then I came back again after finishing. And that's when I started teaching. So I already had probably 7 years. But it took me 3,000 hours, more or less, to master Spanish. 3,000 hours. And that requires a lot of reading, a lot of speaking, a lot of listening. It's a quantitative question. You can't, there are no shortcuts, atajos. It's a lot of exposure and a lot of hard work and a lot of reading, etc.
Angel, hi Vaughan staff, love your programs. Thank you very much, Angel. We're making a special effort over the summer to stay connected. Karina, Richard, when can I buy your books from Argentina? You already can, Karina. Amazon.com or .es, you can buy the versions digitally, or if you're prepared to wait a little extra, you can have them delivered. If you're in Spain, the best news is you go to vaughantienda.com and you can buy all the books you like, all the books your heart desires. Jose Francisco, hi everyone. Cesar, you know, all of my students love my classes because I follow your technique of philosophy of teaching since you came across into my life in 2007. Thanks a lot. That's a very nice compliment.
It's a pleasure.
Laura, Mr. Vaughan, I love learning English and listening to you. Is that correct to say it like that? I love learning English, listening to you. While. Right?
That's correct. It's a bit forced. I love learning English listening to you. I love learning English by listening through listening. Well, yes, it's correct. I love learning English listening to you.
Would while be incorrect? I love learning English while
No, what she
listening.
means is I love learning English by listening to you.
Okay.
Through listening to you.
As a vehicle to...
Yeah.
Right.
I love sitting here. I love learning English listening to you. Yeah, it's correct. I wouldn't say it that way.
Laura, I learn English when I sit with him. Jair, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Jair. Where are you listening from? Jair Vasquez. Mohammed Imam. Wow, a big fan of the show. Welcome back, Mohammed. Indeed, Mr. Vaughan, I listen to your daily program more than my wife. Mr. Vaughan, do you have any new ideas for this season?
Well, say hello to your wife for me, okay? New ideas? No, because the English language never changes. The irregular verbs are the same as 100 years ago. So what am I going to do, you know? I have to teach the same irregular verbs, the same regular verbs, the same adjectives, the same nouns, the same conjunctions. And, but, however, nevertheless, they don't change. So what am I going to do? I'm running out of ideas.
I need to do a casting for some students, is what I need to do. Watch this space, Mohammed. Laura, a huge hug from Jalisco, Mexico. Big hug back from Madrid. Mamen Rivera, hi there. Hi, Mamen, where are you?
She's watching us.
She's watching us.
Hello, Mamen.
Omar, you are the best. I am from Senegal.
Wow.
Hi, Omar.
Senegal, wow. That's Dakar. Yeah. Dakar is the capital. And Senegal, I have several friends from Senegal. One who lives in Paris and two who live here in Madrid, Senegalese. And I have a friend from the Gambia as well, which is right in the middle of Senegal. It's interesting. The Senegalese speak French in addition to their local languages. And then right in the center, there's the Gambia River. And in Senegal is separate by Gambia in the middle. But the people in Gambia don't speak French. It's strange. But in any case, it's tribal, I suppose. But I've never been to Senegal. That's one of my asignaturas pendientes. One of the things I need to do.
Jose Francisco, fan destacado. Thank you, Jose. Hi, teacher. Could you please tell me the difference between speak and tell?
Speak and tell are totally different. Tell is decir and speak is hablar. Maybe it's speak and talk.
Yeah.
Or say and tell. But to say is to emit intelligible sounds. Handkerchief. Hello. Hi. Knee. Fingers. I'm saying words. To tell is to transmit pertinent information. And to tell always carries indirect objects. Tell me, tell him, tell them, tell you, tell her. You never say me, say you. That's incorrect. In fact, for the first 7 years, I started teaching in 1974. And for 10 years until 1984, I was constantly correcting, say me, no, tell me. Say you, no, tell you. And then Lionel Richie came out with a song, Say You, Say Me. And he destroyed 10 years of my work. So, but what Lionel Richie said, di tu di yo. That's what he's saying. Oh. So tell is transmission of pertinent information. Say is emitting sounds. Yeah. Say good morning. Say hello. Say your name. Yeah. Say whatever. Say anything. Tell me the reason. Tell me what happened. Transmission of pertinent information. Got it? Hey, yeah, we're going to have to finish. I need to finish.
Okay, last one then. We'll end with this. Susanna. And I'm sorry, guys, if we haven't made your question. Richard will be back to do more streaming in the future.
I have to go to Peru. Tomorrow I'm leaving for Lima. But I'll be back in a week.
Susanna asks, will the automatic... I might field this one. Will the automatic translation software end with the need to learn languages? Susanna, software.
Susanna, okay, can a translation, let's put a translation machine on. Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me, for I come from Alabama with the banjo on my knee. Okay, yes, as fifth generation, sixth generation, translation machines will be able to translate voice recognition, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Now, to say, la princesa está triste, que tendrá la princesa? Los suspiros se escapan de su boca de fresa. Or, la libélula vaga de una vaga ilusión. Becker or Rubén Darío and these things. That's pretty tough to translate. But communication and solving problems, negotiating contracts, telling jokes that are part of professional activity, eh?
Yeah.
Having a coffee and telling a joke or telling a story. Machines will not be able to replace you and me in this.
I've heard this argument so much, it makes me so angry. Like there is so much more involved in controlling a communication environment.
Well,
that
like,
is not possible with something that's speaking for you. It's just
like
not possible.
Robots to make love. I don't need a woman anymore. I have a robot.
Exactly. I mean, saying things, questions like this make me think that, like, the fact that pornography exists didn't relieve the world of the need of having sex.
All right.
Do you know what I mean? Just like online courses will never replace what it is to have a physical teacher in a classroom, and a translation system will never replace dominance over a language. I mean, my life in Spain changed completely when I learned Spanish. But completely.
Yeah, it sharpens your mind and broadens your mind. It's
Exactly.
interesting. Sharpens and broadens at the same time.
Yeah.
Learning a second language. So it's worth making the effort.
Yeah. Susanna, learning a language is as much of a cultural enrichment as it is language acquisition. And a translation software will never give you that.
We'll have to continue another day, Rob.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. A big thank you to Richard Vaughan. Mamen is not back until next Friday, so we're going to take a break from Monday on, but tomorrow I'll be back with another special guest. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and that was Blah Blah Live for today. Bye.